Hello friends, now we are going to start the unit second solutions. इसके पहले यूनिट फर्स्ट के सॉलिड स्टेट केमिस्ट्री के बाकी टॉपिक्स को हम लोग पढ़ चुके हैं. अगर आप नहीं देख पाए हैं या आपको कोई असुविधा हुई है तो मेरे यूट्यूब चैनल केम क्लास RK शर्मा टाइप करके सर्च कर सकते हैं, तथा देख सकते हैं. उसमें सॉलिड स्टेट केमिस्ट्री से रिलेटेड सभी टॉपिक्स को बताया गया है. फिर भी अगर आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम आ रही है तो आप कमेंट करें. सो फ्रेंड्स, शुरू करते हैं सॉल्यूशंस. एक्चुअली सॉल्यूशन इज द मिक्सचर. It is a mixture, but a special type of mixture which we can say that this is the homogeneous mixture of two or more components. Here the meaning of homogeneous is, homogeneous means uniform or same. So we can say the homogeneous mixture is that mixture which having all the components are present in uniform condition. Uniform condition. Now take a example that this is a beaker containing water and we added in this 1 teaspoon of the salt, then stir it. After some time salt will disappear. Salt will disappear, and when we observe this mixture, then there is a homogeneous condition, means all components of this beaker containing water and salt having the same or uniform condition. So this is known as the homogeneous mixture. means अगर इसमें हम थोड़ी देर के लिए देखें कि अगर बीकर में वाटर ले लें और उसमें थोड़ा सा साल्ट मिला लें और फिर उसको स्टायर करके मिक्स कर लें तो थोड़ी देर बाद जो है साल्ट डिसअपियर्ड हो जाता है. इसका मतलब यह है कि साल्ट वाटर के अंदर डिजॉल्व हो गया. इसी कंडीशन को हम लोग होमोजीनियस कंडीशन कहते हैं और ऐसे मिक्सचर को हम लोग सॉल्यूशन से डिफाइन करते हैं. तो फ्रेंड्स, दूसरा कंडीशन होता है हेट्रोजीनियस. हेट्रोजीनियस कंडीशन होता है. हेट्रोजीनियस का मतलब यह है कि जैसे हम लोग बीकर ले लें और उसमें वाटर के साथ इसमें क्या डिजॉल्व करना चाहें, सैंड डिजॉल्व करना चाहें, तो हम डिजॉल्व करेंगे तो हम जब चाहें तब एवरी टाइम हम लोग सैंड को ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हैं. सेपरेटली सैंड को हम ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हैं. सो फ्रेंड, सॉल्यूशन जो होता है वो 2 कंपोनेंट से मिलके बनता है. दीज आर द सॉल्वेंट and solute. Solvent and solute. So number of solute define to the solution like binary solution, tertiary solution, quaternary solution, etc. But solvent will be only one. For example, in the case of tertiary solution, there will be 3 components in which 1 will be solvent and 2 will be solute. So first of all, try to explain the what are the solvent. So फ्रेंड्स, अगर हम इसको एकदम लाइटली या बेसिक स्केल पर अगर हम इसकी बात करें, सो वी कैन से दैट सॉल्वेंट आर दोज which having large in quantity, and solute, so it will be small in quantity. But it is not sufficient. Actually, solvent can be defined as the physical state of solution define solvent. If we have taken example that water dissolve in sugar to form the solution, so which one is the solvent and which one is the solute? To observing this, first of all write the physical state of these two before the making solution. So water will be liquid and sugar will be solid, and after mixing the solution will be liquid. So physical state of water and physical state of the solution is same, therefore water is the solvent. We can say it water is the solvent. So from here we can easily observe that what will be the solvent. Now take to example of binary solution. So this one is the example of binary solution. Binary means the solution which having two components. So this is the example of two components. Now we are going to discuss about the types of the solution. So friends, we are going to state the types of solution. On the basis of physical state of the solvent, we can define it as a type of solution. So type may be solid solution. This is the type. Of solution. So this solution formed by two components. First will be solute and second will be solvent. Then we need a example, so write the common example. So first one is the solid solution. In this, every solvent will be solid, and solid, and solute will be either gas or liquid or solid. Because the solvent is solid, therefore the solution of solid and gas will be known as the solid solution. Because the physical state of solution is the solid, therefore the solvent will be solid. So example of solution of solid and gas, in which the solvent is solid but the solute is the gas. So it is example sorry, H2 gas in solid PD, palladium, and liquid solid. This is the name of this solution is amalgam, GAM, amalgam. So liquid and solid. So Hg is the liquid and sodium is the solid. So sodium and mercury solution is known as the amalgam. This is the type of solid solution in which solvent is solvent is sodium and solute is the mercury. Next one is the solid solution, like the metal alloy is the example. Metal alloy of gold and copper, gold and silver, zinc, copper, etc. These are the type of the solid solution. Now second one is the liquid solution. So take the liquid solution. So it will be the solution in which solvent will be liquid. So write the liquid and liquid, and solute will be gas, liquid, then solid. So example of solution which having solvent is liquid but solute is gas, it will be oxygen, means O2 dissolved in water, or carbon dioxide present in the cold drink. Next, liquid in liquid. So it is the ethanol in water, and solid in a liquid. So solid in liquid, like the glucose, dissolve in water. So glucose dissolve in the water. NaCl dissolve in the water. So many examples are there. Next, gaseous solution. So friends, this is the solution in which solvent is gaseous, and the solute will be gas, liquid, and solid. Example, gas and gas. So air is the example of different gases, mixture of different gases. These are the homogeneous mixture. And liquid dissolve in gas, like water droplets present in air. Next is solid dissolve in gas. So its best example is smoke, because smoke containing carbon particles as a dust and present in the air, or air containing dust particles, second example, or fog in this ice or frozen air droplets present in the air. So these are the examples. So friends, once again, the type of solution is the three types: solid solution, liquid solution, and gas solution or gaseous solution. And the solvent, in the case of solid solution, solvent will be solid and solute will be solid, liquid, gas. Similarly, in the liquid solution, solvent will be liquid but solute will be gaseous, liquid, or solid. Similarly, the gaseous solution, solvent will be gas and solute will be the liquid, solid, or gas. These may be. Next thing is given in the class or given in the book is concentrations of the solution. So friends, to represent the concentration of solution, concentrations of solution, to represent the concentration, we having following methods or way. The concentration may be represented in the two type or two categories. First is the qualitative concentration, qualitative concentration, and second is the quantitative concentration. सो फ्रेंड्स, क्वालिटेटिव कंटेंट कंसंट्रेशन का मतलब, इसको हम लोग टू कैटेगरी में डिवाइड कर सकते हैं. दीज आर द डाइल्यूट solution and second is the concentrate solution or concentrated solution. In the qualitative, in the quantitative, it is the mass percentage represented by W by W percentage, or volume percentage represented by V upon V percentage. Next, mole fraction represented by the X. Molarity represented by capital M. Mole liter inverse is its unit. Molality, it is the mole per kg inverse. Molality represented by small m. Normality represented by capital N. And next thing is the ppm. This is the part per million, ppm. So friends, अभी के क्लास में हम ppm के बारे में डिस्कस करने चल रहे हैं. बाकी क्वालिटेटिव एनालिसिस, क्वांटिटेटिव एनालिसिस, कंसंट्रेशन, मास परसेंटेज, वॉल्यूम परसेंटेज, मोल फ्रैक्शन, मोलैरिटी, मोलैलिटी, नॉर्मेलिटी, इन सब का वीडियो हमने अपने यूट्यूब चैनल पे ऑलरेडी अपलोड कर दिया है. अगर आपको देखना है तो आप केएम क्लास RK शर्मा टाइप करके सर्च कर सकते हैं यूट्यूब से. सो फ्रेंड्स, हम शुरू करने जा रहे हैं. ppm, or it is called the parts per million. So ppm or part per million, as you know that the 1 million equal to the 10 to power 6 parts. So we can define it as a ppm equal to the number of parts of the components divided by total number of parts of all components present in the solution multiplied by 10 to power 6 from the million. So friends, this is the method to calculate the part per million, and this unit of concentration or this way of the quantitative concentration is used to represent those quantities which are present in very traces are very less quantity, like the pollutant present in the air, drinking water, etc. Poisonous materials present in air are different things, or anything present inside the blood, etc. So this type of quantity can be measured by the ppm, and especially it is used in the toxicology to represent the concentration of different toxic materials in the case of toxic condition. So ppm equal to the part per million equal to the number of parts of the component below total number of parts of all component multiplied by 10 to power 6. So friends, if we have to take an example that if 6 into 10 to power minus 3 gram of oxygen O2 dissolve in 1 liter of sea water, what is the parts per million of oxygen dissolved in the sea water? So what is the ppm of oxygen in the sea water? So friends, from the above equation we can calculate it. The number of parts of component, the number of parts of the component is 6 into 10 to power minus 3 below one liter of sea water. 1 liter of sea water. Let us suppose that 1 liter of sea water having the mass, it will be given in the question. So mass of 1 liter sea water is 1030 gram. So divide it by the 1030 gram and then multiplied by 10 to power 6. So we have to get 5.82, and the answer will be 5.82 ppm. So like this we can solve the problem if anyone asking. So one thing is important to notice here, that 1 ppm equal to the 1 mg by liter, and 1 ppm is also equal to the 1 microgram divided by ml r per ml. This is the unit of ppm. So friends, rest all methods of representing concentration in quantitative methods we have already discussed, and its videos are uploaded at my channel, so you may search. Next thing is the mole fraction, it is represented by the X. So mole fraction may be defined as number of moles of the component divided by total number of moles of all components. So let us suppose that if any binary solution of A and B, this is the solution which having two components A and B. So if number of moles of A is given Na and number of moles of B is given Nb, so we can calculate mole fraction of A and mole fraction of B. Let us suppose that XA is the mole fraction of A. So XA equal to the Na below Na plus Nb. Why Na plus Nb? Because it will be divided, Na will divide by the total number of moles, and this solution is the binary solution. So there are two components and both moles are the Na and Nb. Now if we are going to calculate Xb, it means it is the mole fraction of B. So it will be Nb below Na plus Nb. And one thing is notice here that Xa plus Xb will be equal to the 1. Always it is the fixed value that Xa plus Xb will be always 1. Now if anyone asking that if Xa equal to the 0.4, so what will be Xb? So friends, we can calculate it from here that 1 minus 0.4 equal to the 0.6. So Xb equal to the 0.6. Next, if a solution having components 1, 2, 3, 4 to the ith, then x1 equal to the n1 divided by n1, n2 to the ni, or we can write it n1 divided by summation of ni, and it is very useful physical quantity, that is the mole fraction, to represent the vapor fraction. Mole fraction is used to represent vapor pressure of solution as well as osmotic pressure of the solution, to represent the concentration of the solution as well as solubility of gas in liquid, etc. Different things may be represented by the mole fraction. So friends, now I am going to start taking an example of numerical basis which asking the mole fraction. The example is like this, that calculate the mole fraction of of ethylene glycol glycol. Its formula is C2H6O2 in a solution containing 20% of glycol by mass. So friend, in this concentration of glycol is given in the mass percentage, in the unit of mass percentage, and it is asking the mole fraction of ethylene glycol. So first of all, we need number of moles of ethylene glycol. So for moles, we need mass upon molar mass. We can calculate the molar mass of ethylene glycol. It will be 12 into 2 for carbon, 6 into 1 for hydrogen, and 16 into 2 for oxygen. Now 24, 6 and 32 to calculate it, to add it, 24 plus 6 plus 32, 10, 2, 3, 2, 5, 1, 6, 62. It will be 62 gram mole inverse. It is the molar mass of ethylene glycol, and mass is given 20% by mass. So from here, friends, just to take, if 20% glycol is dissolved in water, then 20 gram of 20 gram of glycol is present in 80 gram of water, because the total mass of solution is 100 gram, in which 20 gram of glycol, so rest will be water. So 100 minus 20 means 80 gram of 100 gram of solution containing 20 gram of glycol. So minus 20, 100 minus 20, it will get the 80 gram of water are present there. So we can calculate one by one moles of water and moles of the glycol. So first of all, calculate the moles of glycol are C2H6O2. So moles of glycol will be mass of glycol. Mass of glycol C2H6O2, it will divided by the molar mass of glycol. So it will be mass is the 20. So 20 divided by molar mass 62, we get 0.322 mole. It is the moles of glycol. Next is the moles of water. So mass of water is the 80, and molar mass of water, as we know, that the 18. So 80 divided by 18, it will be 4.444 moles. Next, asking mole fraction X of glycol. So C2H6O2, it is the moles of glycol. So mole fraction of glycol. So mole fraction of glycol equal to the moles of glycol, moles of C2H6O2 divided by total moles of glycol. It means moles of C2H6O2 plus moles of H2O means water. So moles of glycol, we have moles of glycol is 0.322. So write down 0.322 divided by moles of glycol means 0.322 plus moles of water 4.444. So 0.322, it is the moles of ethylene glycol divided by total number of moles means moles of the water and ethylene glycol both. So after solving it, we have 0.068. Now to get mole fraction of water, similarly mole fraction of water can be calculated. The moles of water means 4.444. It will be divided by total number of moles. So 0.322 plus 4.444. Now we have to get 0.932. Our alternate method, it can divide by mole fraction of either ethylene glycol or water subtracted from 1. So if you want mole fraction of H2O, so we subtract it from 1. Ethylene glycol moles means 0.068 from here, 0.68. So we get 1 minus 0.68. So we get 2, 3, 9, 0.932. So same value. We can calculate the mole fraction of ethylene glycol or mole fraction of water by this method. So friends, we can calculate the mole fraction very easily by calculating the number of moles. If this video is helpful for you, so please comment, like and share to your friends. Thank you very much.